I can prove it. Here you go. I love illegal immigrants. Yeah, sue me now. Sometimes I go down to Dover for the day, right? And I look out, right? I look for a boat, and I see a dinghy with about 60 of them, and I go over here, like, right? And I pull them into shore, and I go, women and children first. They go, there are no women and children. Just you lads, is it? Just come on, lads. Come on, lads.
Ricky Gervais has had enough of Hollywood's constant political drama. He stood right in front of some of the biggest stars in the world and called them out, right to their faces. The audacity of this British comedian and actor has left a lot of people shocked, but honestly, even more impressed. He's been fearless, sharing his unfiltered opinions on everything from woke Hollywood to the crazy antics we see in the...
But this is what she came up with. She said, because there's a man going round and he's cutting little boys' willies off.
These days, he doesn't hold back. Recently, he's even made waves with his takes on things like the extremes of political correctness and the way celebrities push their personal agendas. It's refreshing. Ricky doesn't shy away from mocking the absurdity of it all. He gets
the influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, it's like a hate crime. It makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want that.
Try way too hard to push their politics, with no regard for the public they're speaking to. Take this hilarious moment, for example. He perfectly mimics a Hollywood celebrity, pretending to be the kind of person who says, well, as a wellness and beauty influencer, I'm an expert on things like science and politics, so trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the way I want you to, it's practically a hate crime. It makes me so mad.
University degree course in Taylor Swift. How fucking low academically.
I'll just leave the country, and you really don't want that. In just 30 seconds, Ricky delivers a scathing critique of Hollywood celebrities pushing their personal views onto the public. What looks like just a bit of fun is actually a sharp jab at how some of these stars manipulate their audiences for political gain. His message is clear. Stop using your fame to control people. Whether it's the ever-present political lectures or something as ridiculous as Taylor Swift's political advice, Ricky's not...
The camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world. People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophiles.
Ricky Gervais doesn't hold back, and his Golden Globe speech was another jaw-dropping moment that had Hollywood stars shifting uncomfortably in their seats. He made it crystal clear how little he thinks of celebrities using their platform to lecture people on politics, pointing out that most of them know absolutely nothing about the real world. What started as a roast quickly became a wake-up call for an entire industry.
Big backlash, wasn't there? Big backlash. People going, you can't say that.
Ricky's not afraid to speak truth to power. He's been calling out the flaws of woke culture for years with his sharp, no-holds-barred humor. In front of some of the most influential people in TV and film, Ricky made a bold statement about how everyone in that room shares one thing in common: fear. He went after the political correctness that plagues the entertainment world and didn't hold back in calling out the hypocrisy. This wasn't just a joke, it was an all-out takedown. Ricky has been an unapologetic critic of woke...
Big backlash, wasn't there? Big backlash. People going, you can't say that. You can. I did. Yeah. The inevitable backlash, which made it the most watched special of the year. So, I've learnt my lesson. No, I have learnt my lesson, and that's why I'm going to be woke from now on.
Urging celebrities to focus on what they do best: entertaining. He's shown no fear of the backlash that often follows his remarks. When his Netflix special Supernature dropped, it sparked controversy, particularly after he made a bold statement about Caitlyn Jenner. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the term, dead naming refers to calling a transgender person by their name before transitioning. It's a term that's sparked plenty of debates, but Ricky took it in stride, addressing the controversy in his signature sarcastic style. He wasn't afraid to say exactly what was on his mind. After all,
The first thing I've got to do is change my Twitter bio. Because at the moment, it's like a list of the shows I've created. But now I'm woke, I've got to pop in the word anti-fascist. So people know I'm not a fascist. Because that is a big problem at the moment. People come up to me on the street and they go, Rick, have you been imprisoning journalists? I go, no. They go, oh, interesting. They go, have you been gassing Jews? I go, no. They go, well, pop it in your bio then, you silly cunt.
Ricky doesn't care about the outrage. His unapologetic attitude and willingness to push boundaries are exactly why fans love him. Sure, he's faced criticism, but it only fuels his fire. His Supernature special became the most watched of the year because of that controversy, and that's just how Ricky likes it. I've learned my lesson, and that's why I'm going to be woke from now on. It's about time, right? Well,
made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public.
I'm sorry, but I'm woke now. Ricky Gervais nails the absurdity of erasing someone's past to fit a narrative. He doesn't deny Caitlyn Jenner's identity. He simply questions why acknowledging Bruce Jenner's 58 years of existence before her transition
Revolves around them, right? Particularly on Twitter, right? I don't know. I'm not tweeting anyone. I'm just tweeting, okay? I don't know who's following me. I've got 12 million followers. I don't know who's following me. They can be following me without me knowing, right? Choose to read my tweet and then take that personally. That's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons, and you go, but I don't fucking want guitar lessons.
Suddenly offensive. Ricky's sarcastic humor cuts through the woke agenda, highlighting how the woke community often rewrites history.
It really is that case of people come up and they say, oh, I was offended by that joke. My first reaction is, I don't care. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You're telling me how you feel. What I want to say why. And I'll explain to them. I'm willing to explain to them why the joke isn't offensive. I'm not one of the people that think, I'm going to say what I want, I'm going to be as
their beliefs. It's a sharp critique wrapped in his signature wit. Ricky's sarcasm shines as he tackles the topic head-on, questioning the idea of forcing everyone to ignore their pasts in order to fit a more politically correct present. It's not about disrespecting anyone. It's about calling out the absurdity of it all. Ricky's humor is more than just laughs. It's a weapon.
About offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right. You know, it's offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one. With comedy as well, I think you've got to deal with taboos and contentious issues, and sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that. But
he doesn't just poke fun at woke people. He dismantles their ideas with logic, humor, and, of course, a healthy dose of sarcasm. And now, since I'm woke, the first thing I've got to do is change my Twitter bio. Right now, it's just a list of shows I've created. But now, being woke, I've got to add anti-fascist to make sure everyone knows I'm not a fascist. I mean, it's a big problem, right? People come up to me on the street.
I'm joking. I never did. NBC clearly don't care either. Fifth time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart.
If I've been imprisoning journalists. I'm like, no. Then they ask if I've been gassing Jews. Again, I'm like, no. And they go, well, just pop it in your bio then, you silly. Well, you get the point. According to Ricky, the woke crowd often acts as if they're fighting for minorities, but he sees it for what it really is, virtue signaling. It's a thinly veiled attempt to look morally superior. And let's be honest, he finds it not just annoying, but pretty arrogant. What makes it worse, he says, is how quick the woke crowd is to attack anyone who disagrees with them. Disagree, and you're labeled, bashed, or silenced. But here's the thing, Ricky doesn't care. He calls out the hypocrisy in the most biting way, like when he pointed out how so many of these woke celebrities work for companies that aren't exactly saints themselves. You want to talk about being woke? Take a look at the companies you work for: Apple, Amazon, Disney. The irony is mind-blowing.
The next one is going to be even more controversial. If you like this video, I'm sure you will like this one too. See you in the next one.